I did it once again. This job was completed like maybe 2 months ago, but now I'm trying to record. I want to make sure people at CNC Expert sees my work. Hopefully I can do more. This is the skeleton since they absolutely loved the first one. Dimensionally correct, and overall they just, the operators at the company that I'm doing it for, they usually weld it and then hand grind it to more or less be exactly how they told me, more or less need whatever it needs to be, which obviously has been affecting their parts in the long run. And the repairs that they do is not very long life, to say it nicely. It doesn't last a long time. It's actually way cheaper to just buy, reverse engineer, machine, and the whole 9 yards. And there you go. No more welding and deforming and welding and deforming. And I pray they love. Well, they did love this one too. From here you can see the solid extrusions that I've been doing, using these circles as locations, including the skeleton of the front planes, as I deleted some and I made sure that the lines were adjacent. This detail right here, I'll be honest, it was pretty interesting, including the one over here. It didn't take me nowhere near it didn't take me as long. The first one was my first, exactly how it sounds, my first one. Pero I took like 20 hours to do it, 10 hours to make it, and maybe 10 hours to study it, or a little bit in between. But this time, it took me 10 hours to do the whole thing. That is an amazing improvement. I pray that in the future, as I get more work like this, I can get it done in 5 hours or maybe 4 hours. I doubt it due to sometimes the increasing complexity. Pero veremos. We'll see. From here, we see the solid extrusion. And this actually how it's going to look like out of the wire EDM. We did it meanwhile we were designing my model, at least from checkpoint 1 all the way down to checkpoint 6, aka the show-off model, or checkpoint 5, which was the final details. And from checkpoint 1 to 4 and 5 was another 13 hours, which gave the wire machine basically 2 days to catch up to me. And I didn't have to wait for long because I also had to make the program. And by the time I was done with everything, tooling and everything, blah, 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 it was off the wire machine and ready to get out of the door in less than 10 hours in one shift for me. So, as I explained in the little details, creating this surface, including the right surface, this took me a little bit longer than I hoped for. But I wanted to make sure I had it correct. I wanted the circles, not this one. They wanted a specific radius. This one right here. This was wear and tear from welding. So luckily, they gave me more or less what they wanted on the form, or what it used to be. And man, it looks good. Let's remove the skeleton, step from details, that's from another one. And then here it is, a 6mm surface. I tried to do just solid and then constant fillet, but unfortunately 6mm was not fitting right here. And I couldn't go through the tangents, or no matter what I do, it was just not accepting it. So I had to create a 6mm sweep surface and then trim the plane. And with it, I managed to at least get myself the checkpoint number 3. Actually, no. Checkpoint number 2 is right here. Boom. Where I created one surface. And then number 3, where I had both surfaces, including the radius. After that, we have solid number 4, checkpoint 4, which is the one with the front detail. This one right here. In a way, I kind of skipped a lot of details. I used Boolean. Oh, this is the one with history. But I used Boolean and created a solid that had this entity, this detail right here. Or like, you see how it fits perfectly? The way I like to describe it is like grabbing Play-Doh and just imprinting it onto the solid. Is the way I understand it. And after that, all I had to do was just some constant fillets around the edges, and then this one right here. After that, on checkpoint number 5 is gonna be the small details, aka the holes. Machining these counterboards were not difficult whatsoever. I used one new drill, and then an old drill. We ground it flat, gave it a clearance edge so it can machine pretty good, and we used it as a 2-flute end mill that was plunging down. That way, it was gonna take off the tip angles from the newer drill. I'm sure there are better ways to do it. There are better ways, but it was a cheap way. And after that, it's just to show off models. I basically model in the threads simply because I could, not because I needed to. I just wanted to do if I could. It made me happy. It even duplicated the representation of the chamfer and then the leading of my tap. And it even made me more happy that when I machined my set part, it did look like that. I didn't have to deburr nothing. The tab was good to go. It just looked professional. Try my best to do the 10 thou chamfer. I won't deny it. This corner right here. Oh man, it made me so nervous, but luckily everything was running great. And here we go. This is my second forming die for a Toyota Supplier. I apologize that the video is so long, but I don't know editing. I hope you guys love it, and you guys from CNC Expert.